between two incredibly talented UK players going to I-Series. They will be attending the ESET UK Masters, possibly in the Bring Your Own Computer tournament. So we wish them the best of luck there. But for now, they have names to make for themselves. And what better way to do it than this show match? Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, representing Team Last Resort as the blue Terran player, we have Simba. And Lillian, who's he going up against?
He is going up against to the red Zerg in the top left spawning position, playing for Team Infused. It is Sabre. Rawr. Sabre and Simba. Rawr.
Do you think he's Sabre, like, as in saber-toothed tiger? Or do you think he's Sabre as in, like, the sword?
I think a sword.
I'm thinking the sword. See, the problem is, like, a saber by itself is useless without someone to hold it. Whereas a saber-toothed tiger, you just wouldn't mess with it. That's why I'm liking the saber-toothed tiger idea. But I don't know how, like, on track that is. But then again, Simba, it's like, well, Simba's a lion, so does a lion beat a tiger? Oh my god, like, I didn't actually think of it like this before. This is actually lion versus tiger. There's a lot of pride at stake.
There's a lot more on the line than we originally thought, ladies and gentlemen. Who's going to win? Is it going to be the tiger in the bottom right or the...
No,
lion?
man. Lion.
Other way around. Other way around. Oh, I mixed it up.
Don't worry. So we got the hatch going into pool here. Things looking pretty normal. And in the meantime, we have... Yep, a very, very standard opening here. But note that we have got a gas coming out of Simba. So it's just going to be Rax into gas. He's actually walled off completely. Did the drone see that gas is being mined? He did indeed. So even though he's got the wall up at the moment, Sabre knows that gas is there. He's not going to try any sort of super greedy eco build or anything like that. He's going to want to get defended early on.
You're right. That's exactly what we see happening. So Reaper opening coming down for Simba. On the right side of the map, he is going to be placing the bunker again, and ooh, we all saw how that worked out in game one. This time, we're not going to see Sabre underreact, maybe even overreact a little bit in pulling 6 drones.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you need to be so careful with these Reapers because it's now harder to swarm. And oh dear, nice positioning on the bunker, but is the SCV actually going to go down the bunker? Oh, it completes literally as the SCV dies. And Sabre cannot be too happy with that. The Reaper's now going to be popping into the natural, but of course it does 4 damage per hit, which means that eventually it might actually accidentally kill a drone if it trips up on something else.
It might indeed. 6 links now on the way. A few workers already lost. And Simba, man, he is in a fantastic position. The Reaper already doing some damage to the Zerglings. Oh, the Marine! Oh, the Marine could have been cut off, but it actually didn't. Not really good surface area here. These links might all end up dying. Actually, they should be fine, and they are going to be able to take the Marine out. But a second Reaper now joins up.
No, I actually really like the choice to try and take the units there, simply because he knew he killed the SCV and there was no way it could be repaired. So the bunker started off at half health, and he knew that even though he had a few number of lings, between the lings and 1 queen, he should be able to hold that off. So I like that decision-making there coming out of Sabre.
Yeah, I like it too. Yeah, that's a good point. Good point.
And there's two Reapers. I mean, even with 2 Reapers in that bunker, I think what could happen is the best counter to that would be if Sabre techs up in his main base, gets all his gas, and then goes up to Hive Tech, gets a Great Aspire, and gets Broodlords out. Because by that point, he can use the Broodlings to take down the bunkers with the Reapers in it, and the hatch would still be at half health. So it'd be fine.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
That's true, Jorosar.
Exactly. With theory
Let's see what these I wanted to say what can these 2 Jorosars do now? Well, it's Reapers actually, but they're just as deadly as Jorosar.
Oh my god, killing a drone there needs to be a little bit careful. Better positioning. If the queen was on the south side of that hatchery, I get the impression a decent number of hits would have gone off on those Reapers and they would have been prevented from killing anything. Right now, the workers kill tab does stand at 5 because that bunker was supremely annoying. But the worker supply at the moment, we do see Sabre now slowly inching ahead again.
Yeah, that would be the usual situation, of course, but it's really unusual to see a Terran be at even worker count at this point in the game. As you said, about 5 workers of a difference, maybe 6 because of the lost income. It's going to be a little while longer before it can continue to drone up. And look at that, once again, that early third base, without saturating his main or natural first. He's going to be grabbing that oh so early, making him pretty vulnerable to any kind of attack that Simba could be planning on.
Oh, it needs to be careful with these Hellions. They're out in the middle of the map, and they have not been microed to the best of their ability, to be perfectly honest, and they are on red health. He will be able to get away from them with the Lynx, but I like that Sabre is pulling back. He's maintaining map control because he doesn't want Simba to have a great reason just to push out across the map. By keeping those Lings alive, he buys more time before his third base is scouted.
Yeah, he is. He really got a good eye on that. He needs to get an eye on that, is what I was gonna say, because the third base still not spotted. It's really sloppy. Simba going for the Hellion play in a lot of the games, but he doesn't use them for scouting. He doesn't use them for map control. He has 6 Hellions sitting there. He could easily take those 6 Lings out and go ahead and take a few drones out and scout everything there is to scout on the map, and finally goes ahead, moves out, and does just what I was hoping he.
Yeah, exactly. But by this point, look at how far the creep is spread into the middle of the map, actually. This is pretty darn good here from Sabre. These 6 Hellions fancy their chances against this Queen, and they will be able to kill the Queen slightly faster than Reapers would. But here comes some Speedlings going for the surround, successfully getting it, but are there too many Hellions for them? There are, oh my goodness, maybe not. Great positioning there by the Lings. This is not what Simba would have wanted, and he still hasn't scouted the third. But with that much creep spread, you can kind of assume it's there.
Yeah, at this point you can assume it, the creep spread being so far out. Very different play coming out of Sabre in every game. I mean, in some games he doesn't spread creep at all and dies really quickly, and in some other games he's like this creep spreading god, as he is now. Very weird to see that happening. Let's take a look at what the Terran is doing, Jorasar.
Yeah, indeed. He's back at home at the moment. He's grabbing another orbital command now, which is about to complete. Double armories in place now. Don't forget the Overlord did actually spot that this was going to be a bit of a mech build. So he's going for a very similar build to what we saw last game.
Yeah, once again a mech build with a lot of Hellions. Looks like the Hellbat upgrade has not yet been researched. It is possible to research that right now. He has the armory finished up and he has enough factories, so it could be beneficial for him to go for that. But I don't think I've seen him use a single Hellbat in this entire series. Have you? Have you seen?
No, I haven't seen a Hellbat out on the field yet, and they would be really, really beneficial to him right now. I wonder if he's still basically in Wings of Liberty mode, and he's thinking, well, because they cost an upgrade now, I'm probably not going to use them. But the fact of the matter is, once you get that upgrade, which admittedly he did in one game, so now that I remember, once you get that upgrade, they're so unbelievably good to use.
Yeah, they can just run over somewhere quickly, morph into the different mode, and do a lot of DPS, even against roaches and things like hatcheries, where in their normal form they're pretty bad against. As you can see, these roaches are not going to die to the Hellions. They would have to morph into Hellbat mode, but it's not yet been researched. He researched it last game, but didn't use it. Very weird.
Well, at least that goes some way to potentially explaining why he's not using them in this game. Also, it's worth noting that we don't see any Widow Mines come out of Simba as well. He's basically playing this very, very Wings of Liberty-esque.
Yeah, it's like Wings of Liberty in Heart of the Swarm. That's really what this show match series has been about. We haven't really seen that many new units or new strategies. They're really clinging to the Wings of Liberty meta.
Which is weird, because Simba, at the end of the day, it's like, hey dude, you have some units that were so good, they got nerfed twice. Give them a shot. Just give them a shot. And he's not really doing it. Yeah, he's not really making use of them. I would love to see some Widow Mines, but that just doesn't seem to factor into his plans. He's going pure Hellion tank, and admittedly, that allows you to get a nice mech army out sooner because you don't have to wait for siege mode to finish. So a couple of tanks early on means you can focus a little more on your economy than you would be able to in a Wings of Liberty game. But he's not really making use of the other stuff that can also make this kind of army composition really great.
Oh my god, we got a Hellbat. Oh no, it's not a Hellbat. It's actually the upgrade, which looks exactly the same as a Hellbat. Oh, that's gonna be tricking casters. That's gonna be tricking casters for sure.
We have a whole one Hellbat out on the field, guys. It's it. Game over now. Maybe that's what
you're gonna look at the production tab and be like, oh my god, it's a Hellbat. But that's actually the upgrade, and I think the icon is exactly the same.
That's
That's
true,
going to be
but then-
fixed. I'm calling it. Within
No, but
a
if you
week.
look at it like that, I mean, the siege tank one is like a siege tank and a heli one's like a Hellion, right? So it's like, oh, his army is 1 Thor, 1 Hellion, 2 tanks and a Hellbat. It's like, oh, he's got a Hellbat. Don't worry, it's enough. And here we go, the Roach is going to be popping in to try and take apart the Hellions there. The Hellbat upgrade is not complete yet. There's still 50 in-game seconds. A couple more scans going down, trying his best to take apart as much creep as he can. But these tanks need to get into siege mode pretty quick, and there we go.
The Roach on the high ground being very important there, granting vision to the Zerg army, but no longer. Oh, the Hellies were out of position. Here come the Roaches, and are they going to be able to target down all the tanks? It's going to be tough.
Yeah, he kills off a decent number of tanks here, but nowhere near enough. The Thorsh is on 7 hit points and does go down as well. But there are still 3 tanks with siege mode in the back of this. The Hellions of all units have survived there, and they're going to be able to take out a little bit more creep. This is looking decent here for Simba. 145 to 144 supply.
Yeah, it is. It's time
Hey,
to...
Widow Mine! I spotted a Widow Mine, dude!
Oh my god, a Widow Mine!
Widow Mine's about to die! And no, it's actually being ignored. It's fine. Ouch! That was a lot of damage.
Oh, it's there, and actually got a pretty good hit off on some Roaches there. And finally, they are in Hellbat mode, so they are super strong against Roaches right now and doing a lot of damage. They're not going to die as quickly as they normally would, and they're going to be able to do way more damage back at those Roaches. The siege tank count has been reduced greatly, but there's just no standing army really left for Sabre. He's got a few Roaches popping out, but that's it. He's got no ball to use.
Exactly. No, Sabre has committed the sin of rallying his units out to try and meet this army. If he kept his Roaches all in one place, there might have been a time where he could push out, but as it stands, they're getting picked off 1 or 2 at a time, and this does not bode well for him. In fact, I think that might actually cost him the game and the series here, as we've got Simba now moving in towards the 3rd base.
Yeah, this has to be it here for the Red Zerg. He's making 8 Corruptors, looking forward to his Broodlord transition, but those Broodlords are never going to see the light of day, and even if they do, it's not going to be enough to completely turn this game around.
He might. I mean, there are only 2 Thors, and instead of like going to take out the other base immediately, we do have Simba taking his time about killing the hatcheries, and he's slowly moving his siege tanks forward. Is it going to be long enough? 7 Broodlords are morphing in, so we need to buy about 30 seconds worth of time now. And after that, the Thors can start getting targeted down by Broodlords. Let's see if it's possible.
Let's see if it is possible. But even if those, Broodlords morph and manage to kill all the anti-air, Simba's gonna have so much time to prepare. He's already got the starports finished up and he's already producing Vikings, so he has got a backup plan. The Thors are taking down some of the Broodlords, but the Broodlords starting to push back slowly, and only 2 Thors still up. But it looks like they might be able to stay alive with some help of repairs.
Saw the mules getting dropped for repairs on the Thors, and that was going to be too much. There were 3 Broodlords. He would have eventually mopped up the army, but not before the natural expansion went down, and the Thors may have taken them out as well. So GG, and that means Team Last Resort Simba